it's not ego when you start to thinking about yourself first. You say, I'm going to work because I do it for my family. But have you asked your family, oh, do you really want me to work so many hours for weekend traveling? Or do you really want me to be home?
Yeah.
Because we're creating a lot of stories in our brain about what we think the other one wants.
How can this be that you only learned English 8 years ago?
It was because when I was going in school, they think I was so annoying because I have been a child who have always been longer in the future. So I was always asked in the school, how can that be? Are you sure we need to learn it that way or something like that?
Yeah.
So they always kick me out in the school. So they don't want me to be in there. So everything I've learned by myself. So
amazing. I absolutely love it. So were you not really a fan of school?
I'm not this kind of school we have. No.
Yeah.
I'm fan of another kind of school, but not that kind of school we have.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely found growing up that I didn't really like I probably just didn't like being told what to do, but I didn't like having to stick to the rules.
Me too. I don't like, and I don't like systems. Exactly. So I learned a little English when I was in school, but never. And then I live in Denmark, so we was never talking English at that time. I'm from 1969, so English was not like really wild at that time.
Yeah.
And so I never really learned it. And then I moved to UK, and my daughter started moving to UK, and then from there I find a boyfriend, and then I try to move to UK. And in that time, I start to learn English. Today, I can speak and have talk show in English. So
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Do you know what? I've always wanted to learn another language, but I think there's nothing probably better than going to the country and learning it the hard way, right?
You have to do that, or be in a relationship with someone, or have friendship with someone. I have also learned all kind of Swedish. I can read every Swede book and all that. And I can text in Sweden because I also was in a relationship with a guy from Sweden, and I have a friend from Sweden. So in that way, so that is my opinion, the only way we can learn it actually.
So the key then to learn many languages is to have lots of partners from different countries.
Yeah. All friends, a lot of friends.
Yeah, all friends. Yeah, friends,
But still, I live here in Croatia, but I don't really have so many friends. So in that way, I cannot really learn the language. Also because in Croatia, they're using the tongue to talk.
Yeah.
So it's more like,
yeah, wow.
Where we're using. So it's also depend of our construction of the mouth, how we use the mouth actually.
Yeah, I love that because whereas you're we'll get into what you do in a minute, but the reason I wanted to touch on that a little bit is because there is the connection with people talking different languages all over the world, but there's one universal language that you work with, right? And
Yes,
that's love,
love,
right? Tell me more about
love
this.
And sensuality.
Sensuvitality.
Yes, my
Wow.
word I have creating by myself. My daughter was like, no, you cannot create that word. I say, why not? So many other words have been creating. So
yeah, definitely.
Yes, I work with love and sensuvitality, because that is the only thing the world need.
Absolutely. So tell me, how did you get into that? Is that something you've always done, or?
No, I was always, when I grow up, I was always like, why is men and women together if we don't have anything together? We always fighting, have problems, and we get children, and they get a lot of issues. And I was like, why are we creating this life if there is no love and there is no sexuality? When we're together, it's very quick and all that. And then I worked in the kitchen for 32 years, and then I start working on myself. And at that moment when I start working on myself, I find out I should be therapist. So the first step my therapist said to me, it was, you should work with sexuality, because I'm grow up in Copenhagen in the darkness in the 1969. And there I could not speak about. I see all these things, of in the street. I was born in the street with the sex shops and all that. So,
Yeah.
and today I know why I should see it.
Yeah.
I was like, why do I see that as a child?
Yeah.
So then I started studying sexuality in 2009. And in that moment, I meet a guy who's doing Tantra. And in that moment, I knew after 1 hour, say, I gonna do that. And I called my boyfriend and I say, we're gonna do this together. And if you not want, we will quit because this is the only way now. And then I was going deep into it. And then I working on and finding out how important the human's body is, need of being see, feel, and touch, and all that.
So for many people who don't know about Tantra, it's not all about touch, right?
No, it's about learn to see you first at all. Like they say in Avatar, I see you. So it's about learning to see the soul's energy and see each other to the eyes.
Yeah.
And that's what many never do. They only do it when people are on the way to die. Then they're sitting and holding hands and say, oh, I love you also so much, and I'm so sad, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But you have to do it now when you are together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell the people, look in the eyes and not always speak. Just look.
Yeah.
When we're not afraid to look in each other's eyes, we will start finding out who we actually are.
Yeah. I think it's so true, isn't it? Because many people talk, you don't hear many people talking on their deathbed about the things that they always want that extra time with people, or extra time that they wanted to explore stuff, but it was never the material things. And like you're just saying there, that's something, it's just like just exploring the soul. It's just like, such a beautiful thing. That's something
I get
that
cool
people,
shock now.
yeah, but people get to the end, don't they? And they realize that they haven't even explored the soul. But one thing I really want to touch on there, which is something that in last week's episode, Lisa talked about as well, which was really mad, that it all changed for her when she realized she was doing it for herself, and how things shifted. How did that change for you?
But it also changed so much for me. It was changing so much in my life, and I started learning I was not loving myself for and all that, and could not accept myself and all that. And then I started learning, just look in the mirror and talk to myself in the mirror. Then I start finding out who I was, and keep looking in this mirror. And people think it's crazy, but I tell everyone it's so easy exercise to do, but it's most hard exercise for people to do.
Yeah.
Just look in the mirror and look there and say, I love you, Eabeauti. I love you, and who you are. You will cry, you will scream, and in the beginning you cannot handle it. And then you will start also have a bigger mirror and look at your body. And in that moment, and when you start also looking into other people's eyes, you can transform. Like my son is not very good to emotions and all that kind of things. But we have an exercise in Tantra where we take like the hands up here. Yeah, and then you close it on the chin. And then you talk to the other person, and they must not speak. So you can also do like that in the beginning.
Wow.
And then you talk, and then you say, like, I really, really love you. You're just so amazing.
Yeah.
You are my son. I really love you all my heart.
Yeah.
You should know that. And it's going so deep. And when people do that in relationship or friendship together, every time they meet each other, then they're coming flowers in the stomach.
Yeah. I love that. That whole like blossom from there, right?
Yes. And then we will grow instead, because we will actually see each other and let the other one talk. Let first the man and then the woman talk, and then we tell them how much we love them, how grateful we are. That's also something people will not know. Gratefulness is so powerful tools in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. I think gratitude is something that's come up many times. How do you personally celebrate gratitude yourself?
I do it all the time. all the
Yeah.
day long.
Yeah.
I'm lucky I live in a beautiful place with a balcony, so I can stand in front of the sea and just talk.
Yeah.
But before I sleep, I say all the time, I'm so happy and grateful for this and this today. I'm so happy and grateful for my body. I'm so happy and grateful for I can sleep. And when I wake up, I do the same. And to my cats, when I see them, I'm grateful. And to my friends, and texting always. If you don't have get any message from me, but in all my messages, say thank you so much. And also the word people not aware of, no matter which language. Then if you only say thanks, there is no rhythm. When you say thank you, there is a rhythm. Then you're expressing yourself.
Yeah, it's almost like that expansion of the love, isn't it? You're thanking them to
that is the word. Because if you say in my language tak, or you say tusen tak, it's like thank you or thank you so much. So you can also see there, or you say it in, I have tried on in Croatia, Italy and all that. So when we're putting more on it, we're going to use the body. And we must, and Tantra is also about using the body.
Yeah.
Because we must use all our body to stay active all our life.
Yeah. And I think it's when you're in a room full of people with negative energy, you feel the negative energy, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like when you correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of Tantra is to do with the breath as well.
Yes. Tantra is like how you say, there is like 6-7 steps. So one is you have to learn to breathe. And that we all have. So it's not only about Tantra, it's about we must learn to breathe. We have forgotten to breathe from our textile up.
Yeah, breathing from your soul, right?
Yes, because we was doing that when we was born. And we should actually, everyone who have small children, for 3 years, they have to look of the child, stop breathing from the stomach. If they do, they must correct the child.
Wow.
Because it damages all your soul if you don't breathe good enough.
Yeah.
There's a book called The Breath, The Forgotten Secret. Like they punished this book down. So the breath is so important for us. So the breath is our sexuality. It's our immune system. It's our nervous system. We can, against our nervous system, breathing all our damage out.
It's so interesting, isn't it, that when you just think about something so simple as breathing.
But it's very not simple for people. They cannot find out it when you put them to it.
Yeah.
And it's about breathing. It's about when you're also moving your body, you breathing. Then you activate the vibration in the body, like Nikola Tesla say. Everything, I have really learned that the last 2 months, everything is energy.
Yeah, everything really is energy.
Yes, so in Tantra, it's like you have to breathe, then you have to do in yoga. And the reason is because you must stretch your body. Because you're down in your back, lower back, your sexual energy sitting there, the disc there, sitting there. So if you don't activate this area, you actually don't activate your sexual energy. And then we're talking about Kundalini and all that, but it's deeper.
So that's why so many people are struggling from back pain then, isn't it?
Yes.
And everyone's got back pain because they're not in their rooted in their soul, and so their soul is collapsing.
Yes, 90% of the world have problem there, and also this area called support. So if you don't get a hands there who holding you and a hands here who hug you, you don't feel any support in life. So you should actually, every time you see your friends, stand with them and breathe like, and then you actually generate energy of support into each other.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of events over the years where they've made you turn to your partner who you've never met before or someone next to you and just give them a hug. Yeah. And giving a stranger a hug is like kind of weirdly awkward to start with, but then as you relax into it, you realize that actually this is like you're connecting, and there's no speech. It's just, and it wasn't like go over and say, hey, Eabeauti, I'm Andy, and like I'm gonna hug you. It was like no speak, just hug the person next to you, and it was like, wow, like there was no language. I love that.
Yes, and we should do that, everyone, but we should do it with our friends, special.
Yeah.
Instead of this, Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and also this in a relationship, it's so important. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then it's about being grateful. It's very important because breathing and gratefulness and our sexual energy in the same vibration.
My daughter says to me on a daily basis, and I think as parents we do this quite often. Right, come on, you got to get out the door. You got to go to school. Off you go, kind of thing. And every morning, because I've instilled this in her, and so has my wife, is no, I can't leave without a hug. And it's that knowing that like that hug is that connection. It's that like,
Yes.
and it's the first thing that comes through the door. It's like sometimes it's at 100 miles an hour and you have to brace yourself. But it's always a hug. The first thing she does when she leaves and the first thing she does when she comes home is a hug.
Yeah, and people say, "Oh, I don't have time." I say, "But it's so funny. You have time to go in bath. You have time to go toilet." It's
Yeah.
because it's not learned, and you should also do this with your daughter. She will love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
She will love it.
I can't take the picture off the wall, but afterwards I will send it to you because I try and keep my daughter off the internet. But I'll send you a picture.
Yeah.
There is a picture I have on my bedroom wall of me and my daughter
No,
like this.
No,
I couldn't make it up. I couldn't make it up.
No,
So
no.
Eabeauti, how do you like do what you do then? So like is it like how, well, obviously I'm a bit naive to how you do what you do.
I'm doing many different things because what people don't know is like you have some issues in your life. So my tools have to be find out what can I do for special you.
Mm-hmm.
We're not like one product.
Yeah.
So we need to find out what is, but then I cooking it all down to finding out how can I helping the person's nervous system.
Yeah.
So they can feel better and cleansing the nervous system out with breathing and my psychedelic also. So, but and then I learned them how they must connect to building the right house for the self-love.
Yeah.
And doing exercises with them to tell them what they should do and building the right house with sensuality because we are brainwashed from the porno.
Yeah.
So we must find out, what do I like?
I think that's something that's so poignant now, and things are so readily available now that in life, whether it's porn, whether it's influencing on money, on all these different things that people see in the world, and it gives a real false sense of what is actually real. Do you find that that's something that you have to get that disconnect for people to kind of come back to
Yes,
the one?
yes, so much. And special, like, men and women are very lost. The porno have really destroyed men and women. Like,
Yeah.
they don't know who they are. And women, they stop doing any sexual things. And it's not healthy for the body.
Yeah.
For women, men can never stop because it's something who are born with them. So they can never stop.
Yeah.
But they are lost also because the porno have created something who not are real.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's something that's kind of I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this, but it's like it's almost become it's not like oh, let's watch something together, is it? It's something that people are almost doing in secrecy. It's almost become seriously toxic.
It's really toxic, like huge, and many men just sitting alone, and I don't know the word in English in the nice way, but they sitting there and playing with the penis all the time, and it's not healthy for the penis. So
yeah, it's not healthy for this as well, right?
No,
no,
no. I have a whole topic of that, a talk show about that on my own YouTube channel. Wow. I was so lucky to find a young man who have discovered by himself without he know what I was doing. He was coming and doing some healing job, and then he see my book about the multi-orgasm man, and he was saying like, "Oh, what is this about?"
Yeah.
And I tell him, and he said, "Oh, I have discovered that by myself." And I was like, "Oh my God, can we do a talk show? Because that is so amazing." So because many men think it's because I'm a woman, I try to convince them to, but they say, no, you're killing yourself slowly.
Yeah.
It's actually because I want to help you.
I think that's a big thing for men, and I've noticed this a lot, is a lot of men don't want to admit they want help. They don't want to admit they need help. Many know they need it, they don't want it. They almost won't allow it in.
Yeah, they only want to research after sex all the time, and that's why all this escort girls are in the world, because men are just running after something quick. They think they can release, but then the release is coming, and then there's coming a new brain talking to them, because he's talking up to the brain all the time.
Yeah, and they're not really. I mean, in that they are not experiencing any. Hang on, I'm going to get the word now. Sensual vitality, right?
Yes, exactly. No, there's no sensuality in it. Because there's no
Yeah,
vitality in it. You're killing your life force energy flowing out.
yeah, yeah,
And you get
um,
tired and tired and tired.
yeah. So do you
And
work
the
with
same with
people?
women also. They get also tired because they also don't get the right orgasm, and they don't get the right energy.
I think like you've just said there as well with women is women have a lot on their plates because of and weirdly um I was only talking to someone about this the other day about I see quite a lot of people online complaining and I'm going to say ladies complaining about this is hard, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard, and they are being put upon by the system, by the men,
Hmm?
by everything, and they're getting this overload. And then there's the guys who are really not showing up and not supporting their partner. Um, and that's something I kind of almost felt like I experienced myself because I struggled with working too hard and felt like I wasn't doing anything for the family, but I was doing it all for them. And I think there was that disconnect for me that I definitely experienced. But I think with, like you say there, with women, is they are the last priority in their lives. They are the last one they put. You know, they're at the bottom of the pile. The kids are first, the husband's first, the stuff, the family chores, the other people. But they always, it seems to me, and again, you might correct me, but it seems to me that a lot of women tend to put themselves at the very bottom of the pile.
Exactly. But we have to put ourselves first before
Mm,
everything else. And
yeah,
also men, we
yeah,
have to both learn to put, and also a long time it has been like men should be more masculine, women should be more feminine. Oh, we must come in balance with it inside ourselves. And the world right now is about, it's not ego when you start to thinking about yourself first. And then you also, if you have a partner, talking about, if you think like you say, I'm going to work because I do it for my family. But have you asked your family, oh, do you really want me to work so many hours for we can traveling? Or do you really want me to be home?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
we're creating a lot of stories in our brain about what we
mm,
think the other one wants.
yeah,
But we
yeah,
forgot to ask, is that what you really want? I
yeah,
have, like, for a long time ago, I have one who come just to a Tantra massage, but he was talking about he was from Netherlands, and he have go 4 years into a psychologist, and he was 28 now, and he was divorced from his wife, but it was around 23 when they meet each other. And no one could help him to, first when I start telling him, did you ever ask her if she liked you was away 3 months? Maybe she was a girl who liked you to be home. Maybe she
yeah,
don't want you was away 3 months because you could then travel in 3 months. It
yeah,
was you who think that. And
mm.
then we talk deep about, and he say, oh my God, you are the most crazy psychology in the world. Like, because I going into the roots of, so people start being aware of what is it in the other side of the other person.
I find this really intriguing because I think a lot of us have gone through a pivotal shift, particularly people like ourselves who work with people one to one and in different environments. And I think it comes back to we've all experienced a pivotal shift, a moment in our lives where something just went, ah. Um, what was the one thing? And again, you don't need to go into any details.
Yeah.
Obviously, I totally understand. But what
No,
what was
no.
the one thing that really like triggered your kind of like pivotal moment for you then?
The first time was when I get my son.
Well,
That
okay,
was the first time. Because then I realized, oh, it was not so pink everything. Then I was getting mom, and I get him, and then I start seeing, everything is not what I think it was.
yeah,
And then it was when I started therapist, I meet a guy, and he say to me, you need to go to a therapist with all this trauma you have.
yeah,
And I was going there, and then it took me on a journey And then in 2011, take me really to a journey. Like I have 2 accidents. I crashing my head
Wow.
into a horse box and
Wow.
lose almost all my memory. And 2 months later, I was going down off the stairs and I look in my phone and I say to myself, I should not look at that phone. But I was so curious. And
Yeah.
then there was ice and I fall, so I could almost not walk for 2 years. And then I was going to the doctors and they only want to give me, and I say, I have pain in my head. And they say, no, you have not a brain crusher. You don't throwing up and all that. And in that moment, I was like, okay, I only have myself to helping myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to have any medicine because I have a mom. But I have already, when I was 30, my mom get into psycho hospital. So she was in and out that for 20 years before she died. In that way, I have been into many things, but it was really in 2011 I discovered everything about how we can heal ourselves.
Yeah.
Really, because I was healing myself, I have healed myself. I can remember everything now.
Mm-hmm.
And then when in 2021, I think it was, I discovered psychedelic first time in my life.
Wow.
And from that, I was like, oh my God. Combined with all my tools and all my knowledge, I'm someone who's studying 24 hours about the body and the soul because I have healing myself.
Yeah.
And I have this motto, you can suffer, you can be a victim, or you can change and take actions.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you say psychedelic, what does that mean?
I was discovered MDMA, LSD, and mushrooms.
Wow. Wow.
And then I'm going deep into it, and then I have see how. So I'm on my way to write. I have a group about psychedelic, and psychedelic is a way where, if you should say it short, it's a way you can coming into a portal of something you don't want to go when you are completely normally. But in that moment, you can come into it if you have the right guides, and that is so important. You must have the right one who really can guide you and know what they do and really are there for you. And that cannot be, how you say, cross over my heart. It's really important. And someone who know how to help you afterwards and
Yeah.
are there every day the next 21 days, because a habit takes 21 days to change. So you have to be there. And that's why people don't understand it costs a lot of money to change. Because the person I give you so much of my life and my energy time. Because I want to take care of you going to a new level of your life.
Yeah.
But in that way, you can come in to see something you never will. I have one in the summer. She have go to so many who try to take her back to the inner child. Every time she was sick after 3 months, she was completely devastated and have it so bad. But I could, with the psychedelic, take him in the journey of building her up inside in his stomach and born her new inner her and fill her up with love after, so she was so happy after.
I think I have seen this and I've heard about this before with a lot of people who work on kind of one-to-one coaching and they go into the inner child work. A lot of what people do is they take that person through a visualization and they will take them back to that moment. But the one thing that I've heard a lot of people talking about this in the past, and the big key is that they get them to go back into their previous self, whereas they must disassociate with that. There must be a onlooker in that situation, because as soon as you go back into that, you start experiencing the pain, and they must be able to see it from an outside point of view.
Exactly. I have finally like psychedelic have do this to me. I could suddenly forgive my parents completely. I have seen the series, I don't know if you know the series called Another Self. Everyone should see that. It's about family constellation. And I have seen that many times.
Yeah.
And I have going to family constellation with myself. But the psychedelic finally somehow last year gave me a wake-up call, and I was seeing, oh my God, my parents were small like me, and they have happened exactly the same for them. And I do exactly the same wrong with my children. discover, like I have discovered with my son, and tell him I take responsible, and every parent, you must take responsible what you have do, and don't go around and have shame and guilt because you cannot do better. But when you discover what you have done, tell them, and tell them what will happen in the soul because you have done that. And I discovered what have happened in my son's soul because I could not breastfeed him when he come out. Then he get allergic to milk because they give him this cow milk.
Yeah.
And then he, after that, get pain in his ears, and he was screaming to me, "Stop, the energy is not good, Mom."
Mm-hmm.
And I was not listening, and he keep have that. And that have make him to be a very hard child today.
I remember having a conversation with someone. I didn't drink cow's milk for nearly 10 years. And the thing I used to always say was cow's milk's for cow babies, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
do you know what I mean? Because, and that's the thing, I think, when you, and also there's a, in that early moment of a child and a mother's connection, that bonding, that connection in breastfeeding is so, it's like vital, right?
Yes, and also coming up to the body and all that. There are so many things were happening wrong from the beginning. And
yeah,
you must go and back and take that back from before. And that is very difficult work to do.
Yeah.
And that you cannot do with people sometimes. If you can with someone without psychedelic, but the most people, they must have something where they can surrender and let go, because they will stay in the control of the pain.
Yeah. And that is that thing, isn't it? It's that that connection from that childhood runs through us into adulthood, right?
Yes.
And
exactly.
discovering
And everything happened from 0 to 7 years.
Yeah.
And especially from 0 to 3. So, but they have find out now the nervous system going from, like was first, if you have fear about 7 cycles. So our first 7 cycle is from 0 to 7.
Yeah.
Like, and when we get 49, we have going like 7 rounds, and then we're starting on a new round. Like wow, I have a friend, so I have a friend, she's 101 year. So she may be going to try to get into like both the 7 cycles.
Her third cycle of the 7s,
yeah.
Wow.
So
amazing. So I'm 49 in
yeah, so you're just starting.
I'm 5 years, I'm 49. So I'm at the end of my 7th cycle of
Yeah. And when you are in the middle of the cycles, like say when you are 43 and then you are 46 and a half, you are in a cycle where you choose you're going live the same way as you have done, and then you're gonna have that for the next 11 years. And if you make a change of that moment of, okay, I don't want to be that anymore, then you're going to have 11 years with that change you're going to make. And then after 11 years, you're going to make a new change.
Eabeauti, tell me how can people like find out more about you, and kind of, because like your journey sounds like you've got so much to give and so much love to share. How can people find out more about you and what you do?
You can find me on my website puresoullove.com, and my company calling Pure Soul Love, and that is because my ex-boyfriend from UK gave me this name. He say you are the most pure soul of love in the world. So I have keep that, and so it's puresoullove.com. And then in my website, I have a YouTube channel where I have doing talk show. I will start doing more talk shows again because I like to go into. My talk show is about something you never discover everywhere else. Because it's topic people are afraid of talking about. And then they can find me on all social media of Eabeauti, Awesome, Stelafina, Sunny Day. So
amazing.
It's a name I have created from my story. So it's not like a completely random name I have. Many people think, why are you talking about that? You have this stupid name. And I like, no, you don't know me.
So. Amazing. Eabeauti, thank you so much. It's been a joy chatting to you. I'm intrigued to see where what happens next on your magical, your journey of love. I love this.
Yes, thank you so much, and thank you
Thank
for your
you.
time, and please do this with your family.
I will. And that wraps up today's episode of the Coffee, Chaos and Confidence podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps other listeners find the show. Also, go and check out the show notes to learn more about my incredible guests. Until next time, make sure you chase your dreams without limitations.